welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a natural deodorant review. I've been using natural deodorant on and off for about 3 years now, and it's been my only deodorant for the last year or so. And can I just say, I love it. I would not go back to using regular deodorant after you find out what's in them and what they can do to you and raise your risk for cancer. And why do it when there are so many products out there that are pretty much just as effective as your generic deodorant brand? I'm going to rank them from my least favorite into my best favorite, the one that I'm using now, that I love, that I hope to continue to keep using for the foreseeable future. Alright, so a couple of these I do not have on hand with me because I've either used them too long ago, or one in particular I threw away right after using it once because it was not for me. I will also say that these thoughts and ideas are my own, and just because I think natural deodorant can be a hit and miss type of situation where, you know, something works really great for your friend and then you try it and it doesn't work for you. Although my favorite right now apparently works wonders for a lot of people. So if you're interested in natural deodorant, just keep watching. Okay, so the first one that I'll be talking about right now was my least favorite that I've ever tried, and I would never recommend it to anybody. I saw this at Walmart about 6 months ago, and it was only like a few dollars. And so that right there, I thought it was too good to be true, and I thought correctly. I will insert a picture right here. It's the Schmidts brand Bergamot and Lime scent. Now, when I first found this deodorant, I loved the scent. I will say the scent was amazing. I wish that it had worked for me because of the scent, but it did not. I wore it right before going to a barbecue, and within a couple hours, my armpits were burning. They were red, they were burning, kind of itching. It was not a good feeling at all. And even after washing it off with soap and water and just like, I didn't put anything on after because it was starting to get painful. But even after washing it off, that burning lingered, and I still felt discomfort for a couple of days. So that deodorant was the worst one that I've ever tried. I will say, for the couple hours that I did wear it, I didn't really notice any sort of smell, and you know, we were outside, it was hot, we were running around, so I guess that's a plus for it. I wouldn't say that I have very sensitive armpits. This is funny to be talking about on YouTube, but I wouldn't say I have very sensitive armpits. They're a little bit sensitive, but my skin overall I would not classify as sensitive. So that's why, in particular, that this was my least favorite, and I would not recommend it to anyone. The next one that I did not love is also not on hand. This is one of the first natural deodorants I tried, and it was the Salt Rock. There are many different kinds of this Salt Rock, but they're pretty much very similar to each other from what I have found. The one that I got was just the purple one in a tube that you just wet and you put on your armpits. This one I did not love. It was my first natural deodorant that I had tried. I'd come off of regular deodorant. And as a side note, when you're switching from regular deodorant to natural deodorant, you kind of have to have a grace period of a few weeks to even a couple months, just because your armpits are kind of detoxing from all those chemicals that have been going in there. So when you try natural deodorant, you just kind of have to give it a little bit of grace to see if it really does work for you or if it's just not the one for you. So this Salt Rock I did try for a few months, but I did also switch it out between my regular deodorant and that one because I was not happy with the results. I can't say for sure if I had just tried it and quit the other deodorant cold turkey, if it would have worked out in the long run, or if I had tried it longer. I don't know. I just know that at that time it did not work for me. There were many times that I had to apply it multiple times throughout the day because it was not holding up. I'm also not a very sweaty person, so that was kind of annoying to me to have to keep putting it on throughout the day, bring it in my purse to go. No, I just wanted to put it on one and done in the morning, maybe in the evening if I had something to do. So the Salt Rock was also not my favorite. These next two, it was kind of hard to choose which one would go where. They're really basically a tie. I kind of like them both. They both are kind of effective, but definitely not a one and done kind of application. Again, you have to do it a couple times throughout the day. But I think the one that I'd say I like the fourth best would be this Tom's Natural Deodorant. So this deodorant was the first one that I bought when I decided I wanted to quit regular deodorant and totally go into natural deodorant. I wasn't really sure where to buy, so I just found this at, I think, Target, and I think it was like $4, maybe $4.50. It's no aluminum. It says natural odor protection, long lasting, fresh apricot scent. So the apricot scent is actually kind of nice. It's not too overpowering. It doesn't smell super chemically. You do have to apply it a few times throughout the day, and I will say that I think it doesn't help too much with like wetness if you're like sweaty or something, but it's really not too bad. It's a pretty decent deodorant. And if you're generally not like a BO type of person, or if you don't really have much of a problem with it, then this one might be great for you. I just know that it wasn't enough for me throughout the day, and I really wanted something that was a little bit longer lasting and that I could count on more. So yeah, this Tom's was pretty decent, and you know, some people out there might love it. This next one I kind of bought on a whim at a Marshall's. It was just in their beauty section, and it's the Honest Company. I decided to try this one because it was a deodorant spray, which I thought was interesting. I have never really been, that's my daughter, I've never really been a deodorant spray kind of person. You know, I know they have those aerosols and all that of different brands, but I thought that I'd give this a try. It's the lavender vanilla scent. To be honest, I didn't really get a whole lot of lavender vanilla scent. It just smells a little bit, I don't really know what the smell is. It's a little bit almost like a bug spray, but not really. I don't know. It definitely does not really have the vanilla lavender scent though. Maybe that's why it was at Marshall's. This one was $4.99. I will say though that this may have held up slightly better. I think I used this and the Tom's together a lot of times. That worked pretty well for me. Would I buy this again? Probably not, but that's just because I found something that I really love. So that's probably what I'll be going with. But again, I would say this is pretty decent. It does the job pretty well. And okay, so I'm looking on the back here, and I think the smell comes more from, it definitely smells like witch hazel. So it says it has organic tea tree, witch hazel, lemon, and eucalyptus, along with the lavender and vanilla scents. So it definitely smells more like those with little to no lavender vanilla scent, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, so my second favorite that I found, I had seen it on my Facebook recommendations quite a few times, and at this point I had just been looking for something that would work, last me most of the day, and just be my new favorite because I wasn't super happy with the previous two that I talked about. So I bought this. This is Primal Pit Paste, lavender scent. I would say actually that I get quite a bit of lavender. This one I've had for about 8 months or so, and for a long time I really liked it. I got it close to the winter, so it was getting colder, and during the colder times it really worked pretty well for me. I could say most of the time it lasted pretty much the whole day, unless I was super active or I don't know, it was a weird day. It did work for me all day, which I really appreciated because I missed the ease and the thoughtlessness of just putting on deodorant in the morning and calling it good. I guess one of the main active ingredients in this deodorant is non-aluminum baking soda, which some people have had reactions to. I at first did not have any sort of reaction to it. It was fine. I used it pretty much daily. I didn't really notice any adverse effects. So I just kind of figured this one's great. I'm going to be using this one for long term. I will say it was probably around $12 or so. I'll be linking everything down below. After the winter, coming into the spring, it was still working fine, but I would notice that as it got warmer, every few days to a week or so, I would start getting a little bit of an irritation under my arms. I kind of thought maybe it's the deodorant, but I wasn't really sure, so I just kind of switched back to my Tom's for a little bit, and it would go away, and I would keep using this Primal Pit Paste, and it'd be fine, and I'd be good to go for another period of time. As it's been summer, though, it's been pretty hot here. I live in Washington, which you don't really think of as a hot state, but we do have our hot days. And this, even just last week or so, I used this and I went somewhere, and by the time I came home I had to go and wash off my armpits with soap and water because they were irritated. They were red, they were burning, just like that other Schmidts brand. After I washed it off, the burning did not stop. That same day, I had also gone to GNC and purchased my favorite deodorant that I've tried, which is this Hyperwide. Now, I've heard tons of people talk about this deodorant as being one of the best natural deodorants. It's great for sensitive skin, and it helps with wetness and just being a good deodorant for long lasting and throughout the whole day wear. One of the big differences between this and the Primal Pit Paste, that instead of baking powder, it actually uses charcoal as its key ingredient, which I think is why it's been so successful for so many people. When I got it, I was really excited because I had read many reviews about people saying that nothing else worked for them, but this one was great. They didn't get any sort of irritation, so I was super excited to try it. So that first day, when I washed off the Primal Pit Paste, I put some on because I had somewhere else to be and I didn't want to just like leave it free for the day. I put it on, and what had started as like a very mild like irritation from the Primal Pit Paste kind of got stronger and became more of a burn, and I was not happy. I kind of assumed but hoped that it wasn't the case, that the Hyperwide was causing more irritation on top of the irritation that already happened. But I was sad. I had thought that this would be the deodorant, the one that I would use daily, and that it would work great for me because it seemed to work great for so many other people. I decided to let my skin rest for a couple of days and just use the Tums that I knew didn't irritate my skin, just apply it a few times throughout the day like I had to, and then try this again. I guess this was more than a week ago because I've been using this for a little over a week now, on the daily. What do you have to say? Really?
Mama?
Yeah. Sometimes with natural deodorant, when you apply it, it can last you all day, but then when you wake up in the morning, you're a little bit stinky because, you're sleeping, it's hot, and that's just something that happens. But this one, though, I wake up and I still smell fine. There's no unseemly odor. It's great. At first, I was really weirded out by the texture of this one, because if you look at the texture of the Primal Pit Paste, it's a lot creamier. It's kind of like a very thick lotion. With Hyperwide, however, it feels almost a bit like that putty that you use to stick posters to walls. But what I do is I spread it out on my fingers a little bit before I just rub it on my armpit. And it seems to work better if I just rub it in one direction. I generally just go down, like over and down. Seems to work best for me. And it blends in. It's a medium kind of gray shade, which is a little bit disconcerting. But it blends into your skin, so you can't even see it really. And it's great. It lasts throughout the day. It helps with some of the wetness. It goes all night. And, I've woken up, put it on, exercised, gone for a walk in the sun, came home, done more stuff, done yard work, gone to bed, and there's still no smell. So that for me has been a true test. I've had absolutely no irritation since that one time that I put it on after the Primal Pit Paste. So I'm sure what happened was that when I washed it off, it just still was in my skin. So it kind of just continued to build on that irritation. This one I'm extremely happy with. And I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is looking to try natural deodorant. This will be the one that I'll be using for the foreseeable future. So that's all I have for my natural deodorant review. These are just the ones that I've tried and what I've liked and disliked about them. And again, these thoughts are my own, so they're by no means the end-all of which deodorant is best or which would work for you. Please leave any comments or suggestions for other types of reviews or videos that you'd like to see from me in the future. And I hope you all have a great day.